Why is it that so many guys who are otherwise confident, capable, and intelligent become completely unrecognizable when they start to really like someone? You know exactly what I'm talking about. That moment when you catch yourself checking your phone for the 20th time, crafting the perfect message, or cancelling plans with friends just in case she might text you. We've all been there. That uncomfortable space where you're constantly wondering what she's thinking, analysing every word of her texts, and feeling that pit in your stomach when she takes longer than usual to respond. It's exhausting, isn't it? But here's what's really happening beneath the surface. That neediness, that desperate desire for validation and reassurance, isn't actually about her at all. It's about something much deeper, something that's been building inside you long before she came into the picture. Think about it. When you find yourself constantly seeking her approval, what you're really saying is, I'm not enough on my own. You've unconsciously placed your entire sense of worth in her hands, giving her the power to determine your value as a man. And the painful truth, this is precisely what pushes her away. Women don't pull away because they don't care. They pull away because they sense that invisible weight of expectation, the unspoken demand that they become responsible for your emotional well-being. No one wants that burden, no matter how much they might care about you. So what's really going on here? Why do so many men fall into this trap? The root of neediness isn't weakness, it's misplaced strength. You have so much to give, so much passion and care to offer, but you're pouring it all in the wrong direction. You've become so focused on earning her affection that you've forgotten what actually attracted her to you in the first place. Your sense of purpose, your independence, your unique way of moving through the world. Remember who you were before you met her? That guy who was pursuing his goals, spending time with friends, developing his skills, and generally living a life that felt meaningful. That's the man she was drawn to, not this new version who drops everything at the possibility of her attention. The painful irony is that the more you chase, the faster she runs. The more you need, the less she wants to give. It's not because she's cruel or playing games. It's because human attraction doesn't work that way. We're drawn to people who enhance our lives, not those who demand we become their lives. So what's the alternative? How do you break free from this cycle without swinging to the other extreme of false indifference or game playing? The answer isn't complicated, but that doesn't make it easy. You need to rebuild your sense of self from the inside out. First, recognize that your neediness is sending a clear message, not just to her, but to yourself. It's telling you that there are parts of your life that feel empty or incomplete when she's not in the picture. These are the areas that need your attention now. Ask yourself, what were you passionate about before this relationship? What goals had you set for yourself that have been pushed to the back burner? What friendships have you neglected? What daily practices made you feel centered and strong? This isn't about creating a busy schedule to distract yourself from checking your phone. It's about recommitting to the fullness of your life, not to make her want you more, but because that fullness is what makes you the man you actually want to be. A real man isn't defined by his relationship status or his ability to keep a woman interested. He's defined by his integrity, his purpose, and his capacity to remain whole regardless of external validation. This is what women find magnetic, not because they're following some evolutionary script, but because purpose and self-respect are genuinely attractive qualities in any human being. So what does this look like in practice? Start by reclaiming your time and energy. If you've been organizing your schedule around her availability, stop. Plan your week based on what matters to you, your work, your health, your friendships, your growth, not as a manipulation tactic, but as an act of self-respect. When you do spend time with her, be fully present. Put your phone away. Listen without the underlying agenda of figuring out where this is going or whether she's still interested. Just enjoy the moment for what it is, a connection between two separate, complete individuals choosing to share their time. Next, pay attention to how you communicate. Are your messages seeking validation or offering value? Are you texting because you have something meaningful to share or because you're anxious about losing her attention? The difference isn't subtle, and she can feel it. A message sent from neediness carries an invisible weight, the unspoken expectation of response, reassurance, validation. A message sent from wholeness simply offers a thought, a moment, a connection, freely given without the need for anything in return. This extends to your physical presence as well. Neediness shows up in your body language, the subtle leaning in, the constant checking for her reaction, the hesitation before speaking your mind. As you rebuild your inner strength, you'll find your physical presence changing too. You'll stand taller, speak more directly, touch more confidently, not because you're following some pickup artist script, but because you're actually feeling more grounded in who you are. Now let's talk about boundaries. One of the clearest signs of neediness is the inability to say no or express disagreement. You become so afraid of upsetting her that you transform into an agreeable shadow of yourself. But here's the truth. Healthy attraction requires friction, not conflict for its own sake, but the natural tension that arises when two strong individuals with their own perspectives come together. Don't be afraid to state your preferences, to have opinions that differ from hers, to occasionally prioritize your needs. This isn't about being difficult or dominant, it's about being honest. And honesty, even when uncomfortable, builds trust in a way that perpetual agreeability never can. Remember too, that her reaction to your growth isn't your responsibility. As you step back into your power, she might pull closer, intrigued by this shift in energy, or she might pull away, perhaps realizing that what attracted her was actually your neediness, the way it made her feel important or in control. Either outcome tells you something valuable about the relationship. This journey isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's not about playing games or manipulating her feelings. It's about something much more fundamental, becoming a man who doesn't need to play games because his sense of worth doesn't depend on any particular outcome. The beautiful paradox is that when you genuinely no longer need her validation to feel complete, you become infinitely more attractive, not just to her, but to everyone around you. This isn't some trick. It's simply the natural magnetic pull of authenticity and inner strength. So where do you start? Begin with small acts of self-reclamation. Delete the dating apps for a month. Plan a trip with friends. Revisit the hobbies that used to light you up. Set a challenging goal that has nothing to do with relationships. Create morning and evening routines that make you feel centered and strong. And when those moments of neediness arise, because they will, don't beat yourself up. Notice them. Get curious about what's being triggered. These feelings aren't the enemy. They're signposts pointing to the places inside you that still need healing and attention. The truth is, becoming a real man has nothing to do with dominance, stoicism, or any other cultural stereotype. It's about integration, embracing all parts of yourself, including your vulnerability, and channeling them into a life of purpose and authenticity. When you stand firmly in that kind of manhood, you don't have to worry about how she sees you. You'll know your own worth, and that quiet confidence will speak volumes without you having to say a word. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the neediness and fear. That man, whole, purposeful, and authentic, is who she was attracted to from the beginning. And he's been waiting for you to come back to yourself all along. So stop checking your phone. Stop putting your life on hold. Stop giving away your power. Instead, reclaim the passion, purpose, and self-respect that make you not just attractive, but truly fulfilled, whether she notices or not. Because ultimately, the most attractive thing you can ever be is a man who knows exactly who he is and doesn't need anyone else to confirm it.